We're joined by a man who I think has provided excellent commentary and perspective on this election campaign and indeed politics in New Zealand. His columns are published from his Bow Valley Road blog are republished sometimes in the platform opinion section. And he's joined us regularly during this election campaign. He's an avowed New Zealand First voter, which is funny because he's a lefty, but Chris Trotter is on the line now. Chris, mate, good to talk to you. It's almost over, mate, the rodeo.
Well, all over bar the voting, although quite a bit of that has happened already, nearly 1 million people, so we're told.
Yeah. All right. Chris, look, I first just want to take an overview of the election campaign. We had the normal historical rantings of junior reporters saying it's going to be the most negative, nasty campaign ever. I was amazed to watch last night the leader of the Prime Minister, someone whose party's been in charge of the country for 6 years, and the best line he could come up with was a bullying incident by a teenager who then became a national MP. That if that was the best shot he had, that maybe it has been a slightly pathetic election campaign.
Well, I thought Chris Hipkins' Bentley comment was one of the most devastating put-downs in recent New Zealand political history. I would certainly give him credit for that. I've been listening to the commentary over the morning in relation to last night's debate, and I really would like to sit some of these younger journalists down and just ask them one or two questions. What do you think is happening, I would say? What do you think has been going on for the last 6 weeks? This is a non-violent struggle for power, comrade.
Good point.
It is not a game of tiddlywinks.
With safe spaces.
No, none available, and there certainly wasn't a safe space available for Chris Luxon last night, and all the references to Taylor Swift in the world. We're not going to protect him from a man who has everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah. Look, funny, and I actually
anyway.
think, now that you've said that, I think it is interesting. So Chris Hipkins was literally in there fighting for survival, the survival of his government, of his administration.
That's right.
And so he'll throw the kitchen sink at it. And Luxon was maybe sitting there thinking, if I keep doing what the advisors tell me and the focus groups tell me and make myself a small target, I'm going to get away with this.
Yeah. Frankly, I thought he looked weak.
Yeah.
And I thought, the taunt that Hipkins kept throwing at him, answer the question, actually had some validity.
Yeah.
But Chris Hipkins is a scrapper. He's got a mean streak a mile wide, always has within the Labour caucus.
Yeah.
I thought it was priceless that TV1 brought on David Cunliffe to comment. I mean, seriously, folks?
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Hipkins was David Cunliffe's mortal enemy. I mean, he did all he could to dethrone David Cunliffe, and he succeeded. So either it was an exceptionally good in-joke by the people down at TVNZ, or they really just have no idea what is actually going on at the granular level of politics in New Zealand. And sadly, Sean, I rather suspect it's the latter.
Yeah. All right.
But honestly, this is ballots instead of bullets. That's what democracy has always been about. But it's not. As Paula Bennett, who I must say had another of the great zingers last night when she said not so much chippy as, what was it, lippy and
Lippy and slippy. Yeah, it was very, and snippy. Lippy and snippy, it was.
Snippy,
that was good.
That's right. That was very, very, very quick. But, as she once told a journalist friend of mine, who happened to be seated next to her on an Air New Zealand flight, that she had not gone down to Wellington to F spiders.
Yeah.
And good on her for being so bloody honest.
Yeah.
And it's not a tea party, or a dinner party.
Yeah.
It's politics. It's power. It's two men vying to rule this country. What the F did you expect?
But I still say, look, my observation after 6 years, no record, it would seem to me, of achievement to campaign on. You come up with the bed leg and you scream racist. That seems to be the left's fundamentals of campaigning this election.
Well, I mean, there is much in what you say, Sean, in terms of a record to run on, especially when, for reasons I have yet to fathom, you don't talk about the largest event of the last 6 years, which was a global pandemic.
Yeah. You're right. It's you dare not speak its name, eh?
Well, yeah. I mean, I just cannot believe it. Hipkins tried. He mentioned it once. He said there was a global pandemic. I mean, he went down hard and wouldn't stop or be stopped.
Yeah.
On the question of benefits and largesse to landlords, but he didn't really pursue that one, and it just really baffles me. As you say, it's the event that dare not speak its name.
Yeah.
But it affected everything. Yeah. It explained the extraordinary vote that Labour got in 2020. It explained that amazing election night when Rangitata and Ilam were falling to Labour. Yeah. And what happened in the 18 months after the 2020 election explains why Labour is so...
And explains, I believe, Winston Peters. And explains how Winston Peters has managed to get not only disillusioned lefties like you, but he has galvanised what can be galvanised from the protest vote, from the disaffected.
Exactly. The moment Winston Peters allowed himself to be recorded passing through that crowd in front of Parliament and speaking to them, then his comeback was more or less assured, because, if for no other reason, no one else bothered.